Hey guys, All in Crypto here and welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, for another YouTube video. In this video, we're going to be talking about Cardano. We covered Ethereum yesterday, Cardano's bigger brother, but today we're going to focus on, Cardano. We're really going to take a look at where Cardano is at and what I believe is happening right now. Certainly when we look at the charts with Cardano, we think Cardano is going to go to around about, the $3 sort of dollar mark, perhaps by May, certainly perhaps by the end of May. We essentially think you're going to see a doubling from Cardano's price from where it is now to perhaps $3, perhaps $3 plus in a very short period of time. We're going to be covering why that is in this video. Now, by now, certainly for those of you who have been following the channel, we give frequent updates on Cardano. You should know why we are in this project. You should also know, if you've invested in it, why you're in the project yourself. The grand scheme of things and what Cardano is essentially trying to achieve is they want entire countries, entire continents to run on their network. So, it's a very valiant project. It's a project that we're heavily invested in, and there are reasons for that. Let's take a look quickly at the overall market. The current market today is currently sat at $2.24 trillion. So if your portfolio is not growing, if your investments are not growing and haven't been growing over the past couple of weeks, you are doing something seriously wrong. And I suggest you stop listening to whoever it is you're listening to, you get subscribed to this channel, and you proceed onwards. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just here to perhaps, share some thoughts with you guys, share some sort of... a perspective of somebody who's been here for a long time and who's seen bull markets before in this space, seen bear markets, and kind of has a good, in my opinion, understanding of the space as a whole. So the overall market is doing exceptionally well. We see, and I want to touch on Binance Coin. Binance Coin essentially doubled in price in terms of market cap in a very short period of time. So it has nearly double Cardano's market cap. This is another reconfirming factor for me with why Cardano is about to do what I believe it's going to do and essentially double in price. We're going to look at exactly what is going on, like I say, with Cardano. And in our last video, guys, we spoke about Africa and the kind of deals that were getting undertook in regards to Cardano and Ethiopia, and how they're kind of setting out a very they believe that Africa is an easier country to onboard with blockchain and have them use blockchain as a kind of financial system than perhaps the Western world, because we already have a trillion or quadrillion dollar system that's already in place that we'd have to kind of take over. So in Africa, they don't have that. They don't have that infrastructure. So essentially, Cardano have chosen there, which I think is very, very smart, because they can kind of not only help people out, help a third world country out. We have plenty of people in poverty as a direct result of a lack of financial systems, but they can actually implement their system and their network very, very efficiently and easily as a result of there not already being an existing system that they would have to kind of conquer. Now, in the last video, guys, we highlighted that the same thing that happened here is essentially happening today, and we were absolutely spot on with what we were saying. Essentially, you have this Boeing structure, which essentially is just capitulation, and more than likely, certainly in a bull market, will lead to a move to the upside. The last sort of move that we saw took Cardano from around about the 30 cents range all the way up to nearly $1. So essentially nearly a 3x in terms of price. We think a similar thing is going to take place. Of course, we've seen Binance Coin double in terms of market cap in a very short period of time. The same thing is going to happen to Cardano. We have NFTs now being minted on Cardano. We see the huge craze when it comes to NFTs. Cardano are going to now have a piece of that pie. And one thing that I bring up on every single video, guys, is the fact that Cardano is not yet a finished project. And we already are fifth in terms of market cap. We have $47 billion locked into the space. We have achieved this without any kind of smart contract capabilities. Cardano has a roadmap, a 5-step roadmap, where Gogan is the third step, which essentially is where Cardano implement smart contract capabilities, essentially meaning that people can come along and build decentralized applications, oracles, etc., on the Cardano network that they are now working on. You couldn't give a specific date for this because it depends on a lot of features. It's something that, of course, the team doesn't want to mess up, etc., etc. But springtime is really what we're, looking at. Certainly by the second half of the year, I think that we would have achieved smart contract capabilities on the Cardano blockchain. And what this then means is a whole DeFi sector can open up on Cardano, a whole Oracle, a whole decentralized finance, decentralized applications. There's a variety of things that can then be done on Cardano. It adds that extra layer of capability. And as I'm sure, certainly for those of you who follow Charles Hoskinson, he is very, very zealous when it comes towards Ethereum and stealing Ethereum's market cap. He once described the battle between Cardano and Ethereum as, Cardano being a perfectly able-bodied individual fighting a man in a wheelchair that was blind or something like that. That was the narrative, roughly. That's kind of paraphrased of what he said. So he is very zealous when it comes to Vitalik. He is very zealous towards Ethereum. And he's adamant that the product that he has is indeed a third generation blockchain, whereas Ethereum would be a second generation and Bitcoin a first. So he's got a kind of personal vendetta, which I think is a good thing. Competition in this space is great because what it actually leads to is progress, because different projects will be trying to kind of outdo each other on a kind of competitive level, and this will, of course, not only be good for us as investors, but good for the whole space as a whole and really where it's going. And we can see Ethereum's doing exceptionally well. Cardano is doing well, but it is going to play catch up, in my opinion. We are still on for that sort of $3 Cardano, perhaps by May. We don't need that line there. That was an accident. And we still think ultimately Cardano is still following, Bitcoin's sort of structure. It's also following Ethereum's structure in the sense that, we broke our all-time highs. We predicted it on this channel. If you were subscribed to this channel, you would have known exactly what was going to happen for Cardano. And I think we're giving you a good view of what perhaps could come in the future. Of course, none of this could happen. I'm not a financial advisor. I don't know the future. We're just taking relative guesses based on probabilities and, kind of prior data, etc., etc. And essentially what we think is going to happen in a similar way that, Bitcoin essentially went from around about, $20,000 around its all-time high, all the way up to around about $40-something thousand. We think a similar thing is going to take place for Cardano. We think we are going to see that absolute doubling in a very short period of time in a similar way to what we've seen in Binance. You've got to remember, Binance is nearly double the market cap of Cardano. There is no reason in my mind why Cardano couldn't perhaps get to that. We see a lot of great things coming out of Binance with their Binance Smart Chain and how they are tokenizing. For those of you who don't know, you can actually buy a Tesla token, which is in direct link to a Tesla stock in a token form, essentially on Binance. They're now bringing out a Coinbase token. So, of course, Coinbase are IPOing, which means their initial public offering. And going public as a company, so they'll be trading on the stock exchange. Essentially, what Binance is doing is onboarding stocks in the form of cryptocurrencies and tokens and allowing you access to the stock market via holding crypto, essentially. I think this is going to be a trend that catches on. Guys, you are a part, if you're in the cryptocurrency market right now, you are a part of a revolution that is akin to the internet and how disruptive that was. You really are, guys. I mean, I can't stress this enough. I stress this on every single video. And the reason being is because, yes, coins have performed exceptionally well. But where we are now, in comparison to where we are going to end up, you haven't seen anything yet. We have trillions of dollars to still flow into this market. The traditional world of finance is not yet here. So the people that invest in stocks, bonds, whatever it is, commodities, and it's all regulated and stuff like that. They are not already in the crypto space. And the reason being is because there aren't regulations surrounding the crypto space. There are a number of things missing. An ETF. We constantly see knockbacks for a Bitcoin ETF. This is all coming, you are going to get these things in place, certainly when it comes to the US and how they're going to regulate things. Regulations are a good thing and a bad. Over-regulating something, I'm not against regulations. What I'm against is over-regulating something and stacking the chips against people like me and you, the retail guys, and putting them all in favour of the institutions. But what regulations will do is will allow people with a certain level of confidence to jump into these markets, whereas the traditional guys, it's kind of tricky to get into crypto, perhaps, or there's a list of reasons. There's no regulations, you can't get insurance, etc., etc. The point is, before I continue to waffle on and make this a 20-30 minute video, there is so much money to flow into this space, and a project like Cardano is going to benefit significantly as a result of it. We're seeing them get, real traction in the NFT world. A lot of NFTs are now being minted on Cardano, even without smart contract functionality. Cardano developers have found a way to mint and sell NFT collectibles, so they're stealing kind of an Ethereum share when it comes to NFTs. And we spoke about this in the prior video where we spoke about Ethereum. We're bullish on Ethereum, by the way, guys. We aren't any one coin a maximalist. We have our favorites, of course. Cardano and Ethereum happen to be big favorites of mine. But we think that, these projects are going to coexist. One will, of course, be more dominant than the other, the same way we see Ethereum being more dominant with Cardano. Ethereum, of course, came first, so they have that advantage, etc., etc. But we don't get into the what. I'm not technical enough to sit here and say, well, look, this project can do this technically, and this project can't do this. What I deal with is the fundamentals, the actual overview of the project and what they're trying to achieve. And the bottom line is, guys, Cardano doesn't even have smart contract capabilities yet, whereas Ethereum does. Cardano, that's perhaps one point necessarily in Ethereum against Cardano. However, Cardano is already proof of stake, where Ethereum's trying to be proof of stake and very much, looking to go down the route that Cardano is. So there's trade-offs, and point scoring for each of these projects. The fact of the matter is, guys, I'm a fan of both of these projects. I'm heavily into both of them. Smart contract blockchains make up the majority of my portfolio. The reason being is because they are essentially the build. I think they are undervalued. Bitcoin is really a great store of value. However, it can't do what these smart contract capabilities can do, and I think they're going to appreciate over the long run as a result of this, perhaps more than Bitcoin. So that is really all I have for you in this video, guys. I just thought we'd touch on things. We'd give you a bit of an update. We think a $3 Cardano is absolutely on the table. We've said on a number of occasions, we've seen this structure form play out before, and we think it is going to kind of happen in a similar way to what we had down here around about anywhere from the sort of 20 to the 30 cents range. We're going to see this kind of this move take place, I do believe, in the next couple of months. We think that we are going to see a couple of very good months. We think April and May are going to be good months. How did we get to that? Well, we look at 2017. You guys should know by now, follow the Bitcoin 4-year cycle theory. And we are following 2017 and its structure very, very well. Let me just do that again. Let's take it off auto. And we can see, back in 2017, April and May were good months for the overall crypto space. Everything follows Bitcoin. That's why I'm showing you the Bitcoin chart. I could show you the total chart of all the total market cap of crypto. And it would show a similar thing, guys. There are certain months of the year where markets are more bullish than others. Reason being is because human beings are behind markets. Human beings put their money in. They have emotional attachments to that money, etc., etc., etc. But we're not going to go into the market psychology of everything in this video. This was just a Cardano update. Get ready, guys. Do not be sleeping on this. Do not get fatigued. I am diversified in the crypto space. I own XRP. XRP's done exceptionally well, and that is the reason I am diversified, because projects move at a different time. They all follow the overall trend of the market, which is essentially Bitcoin. However, some projects will pop off at different times than others. Cardano is yet to, make these kind of Binance coin gains, and you will see it. You are going to see a $5 Cardano by the end of the year, in my opinion, and perhaps, a $10 or getting certainly towards that $10 Cardano price by the end of this, sort of 4-year Bitcoin cycle. So that is all I have for you in this video, guys. If you've enjoyed this content, a like is always appreciated. A comment is absolutely, encouraged, because I want to hear your feedback, whether it is good or bad. I want to know it. Even if it's bad, guys, just try and keep it as polite as possible. And that is really all I have for you in this video, guys. So I'm going to love and leave you. If you have not already got subscribed to the channel, hit that subscribe button, click that notification bell, because we are bringing out real content on a day-to-day basis, and we are telling you what other channels are failing to tell you. We are not just, filled with hopium. I'll tell you the good and the bad. I'll tell you what you want to hear as well as what you don't want to hear. And that is what this channel is all about, guys, bringing you real content and hopefully preventing some people out there from making the same mistakes I made back in 2017 when we were in a bull market. So that is all I have for you in this video, guys. I'm going to love and leave you, and I look forward to seeing you all in the next YouTube video. Thanks a lot for watching, guys, and have a fantastic day.